you're muted. So welcome back to the 5th InAmerica School Fair from the short break. I feel honored to welcome our next friend, Sarah Lafferty, Director of Admissions, representing the Birch Wathen Lenox School, which is also located in NYC. 欢迎大家从短暂的休息中回来我们第5届在美教育的私立学校展。我感到非常荣幸的欢迎我们下一位嘉宾，Sarah Lafferty 女士。她是波奇维森雷诺克斯学校的招生部主任，这所学校呢也位于纽约市。Hi, Sarah.
Hi, everyone. Hello. It's morning in New York. I'm not sure where everybody else is, but it's a bright, sunny day on East 77th Street. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, 好。这位就是我们的 Sarah Lafferty 女士，那她非常高兴能够加入我们这一次的名校展。那现在呢 ，Sarah 女士现在是在纽约市，可能我们的很多的家庭现在在美国，也可能在其他时区，可能在中国或者在地球的某一个角落。Yeah, Sarah, how are you? Yeah, this is a beautiful day. I'm also located in New York City. Yeah. Okay. So now I would like to hand over the webinar for you, so you can start to introduce your Aston school. Yeah.
Wonderful. So I'm going to screen share and show a slideshow. Great.
Yes, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So who are we? We are the Birch Wathen Lenox School. Just thumbs up. You can hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. Here we go. Thank you. Here's our right on East 77th Street, right in the heart of the east side of New York City. We are more than a school. We are a giant community. We're co-ed. Our kids wear uniforms. And we are K through 12, about 350 students. Shall I pause there or keep going?
Yes, sure. Yeah. 大家现在看到的是我们 Sarah 女士为大家 share 的这个分享的他们学校的一些信息。波奇维森雷诺克斯学校呢也位于纽约市，位于纽约市的东部。这所学校呢现在是提供 K 到12年级的这个教育，在校学生现在是352名。Thank you.
So we are a traditional school and an encouraging and responsive environment. You know, I think the thing that sets us apart in being unique is our faculty. Our faculty works very closely together. We're very close-knit. I think educators are very passionate people, so sometimes we have to agree to disagree. We do a lot of work on our curriculum, which, as I said, is traditional, but focuses on the fact that you can't teach a child how to learn. You can teach a child how to learn to read, but you have to expose them to all the modalities of learning to read. So starting in the early years, we're dividing children into ability groupings in both the language arts and math, and continuing into our middle school and high school, there are lots of opportunities for kids to explore their passions, to get support where they need to be supported in the academic areas, but also most certainly to be challenged and enriched in every academic area.
那我们这所学校呢，它是一所传统的学校，它虽然有很多传统的课程，但是在我们的这个学习和教育的过程当中呢，我们的老师是不断的为孩子们去提供他们如何能够在教育上成功的一些方法，不仅仅只是说让他们去学习。在这个环境当中呢，那学校里面会给孩子提供非常多的这个学术的支持，会让孩子们建立一些学习的社群，不仅仅是选择自己比较喜欢的这样一些课程，同时也去接受一些挑战。
So in our upper school, one of our major focuses is empowerment and mentorship. So kids are empowering each other. They're working as leaders in our school and examples for our younger children. We're a school that has lots of different clubs and opportunities for outreach, to find your passions, as I said earlier, in something academic, but also in something social in our community around the school. Our middle school is building foundations, and our lower school is about identifying and collaborating. So we feel from lower to middle to upper, there's a great configuration of moving on within our building.
那因为我们刚才已经介绍了，这是一所 K-12学校，那所以从它的低年级到中年级再到高中，我们是一个非常系统的一个教育过程。从在小学的时候呢，学生学会如何的发现自我，如何的与其他人去合作。那在中学、初中的时候呢，我们去做更多基础的建设，然后到高中阶段就能够非常好的，不仅仅是自己拥有领导力，最关键的是可以能够帮助其他人建立这个他们的培养他们的能力。
Great. The thing I think I wanted to add it in there is also, well, as being a traditional curriculum, you know, it's language arts, it's history, world language is French, Spanish, and Japanese, math, which we track by proficiency, fine arts, music, performing arts, physical education, you know, robotics, democracy and dissent is one of our very famous constructive dialogue courses, environmental science. And, you know, these are really the core courses of what makes us reflect at BWL.
在 BWL 呢，我们其实有非常广泛的这样一个课程。那比如说在文科里面，我们有非常多的世界语言，有中文、日语、西班牙语，除了英文之外哈。然后还有比如说历史课程、社会学科的课程。那在数理方面呢，我们也有非常多的这样一个拓展，有关于这个机器人学习的，有关于电脑的，当然还有其他方面的课程也非常丰富，比如说有这个体育方面的课程，还有这艺术，还有表演艺术方面的课程。
Are most folks on the meeting today for middle and upper school?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
Yes.
Yeah. So as I said before, you know, we're a big rah-rah school. We are the BWL Lions. So athletics is very important to us. Our soccer team is doing really well. So lots of kids are heading off to their early soccer game this afternoon. Our women's volleyball team is also hugely successful this fall. So if, you know, their music, while our music program, our plays are incredible. Lots of opportunities to take part in things around music and art, but also around the athletics. We do, you know, and these are for middle and upper school. And our lower school, we do offer an extended day program, which mirrors some of the things I just spoke about, but talk about it in a little bit lower developmental age, so they grow into it when they're older.
那在初中、高中阶段呢，我们的学校里有非常多的除了学术课程以外的这样一些课程的和俱乐部。那比如说我们的学校的这个足球以及排球项目是有非常卓越的成绩的。那在学生在中学阶段呢，是可以去参加不同的社团。那其实，在小学阶段呢，这个我们为中学的这个参加各种社团已经开始了铺垫，因为小学阶段他们在课后也会有非常多的这种课外课程，是为更好的能够加入社团以及一些校队来做非常好的基础。
Sorry, my phone is ringing. I apologize. You know, our middle school kicks into our advisor program, which also happens in the high school. And that's having a, you know, sort of a one-on-one experience with an adult in the building beyond your classroom teachers and beyond your dean, that you can talk about your academic focuses and things that are happening personally, just to have someone to talk to grow with. There's lots of classes about strategies and learning specialists, again, to help support kids as they're growing through the academic areas. You'll see, our prefect program that we talk a lot about is a leadership program where kids in high school act as leaders. They work with us in the admission office. They work with younger children. It's really it's like an ambassador to the school. And that goes on into our house system, which is kids from different grade levels working together almost on teams, and they do things around academics and also social. So it's a really camaraderie and getting to know each other. Great school spirit.
那在我们的中学和高中阶段呢，就每一位学生都会被匹配一位这个顾问。那这个是在他的老师和这个的交流之后，我们额外的这样一项服务。所以学生在整个的这样一个学校的学习过程当中呢，不仅仅只是学术上的成功，他们有很多的机会去就是来培养他们的社会交际能力，还有他们的领导力。比如说在高中阶段的时候，他们有一些这个领导力的这样一些项目，那学生其实是可以。比如在我们的这个招生部门来工作的，那他们已经不再是我们学校的学生，同时也像我们学校的宣传大使一样。
So here's some more things specific really to upper school. Some of them I've talked a little bit about. Our 9th grade seminar. There are lots of trips that happen. There's an international trip to Dubai coming up, but every grade goes on different trips. Some of them around New York, some of them outside the tri-state area, and then also an international trip. But again, like our advisors are a big part of our program, but we really want kids to advocate for themselves and have a voice and get ready to go on and do two things. One of the big programs in our middle school, in our high school in 11th and 12th grade is our entrepreneurship program, which is actually working with folks that have MBAs, both from Columbia and NYU, and their faculty, and actually building companies and hopefully one day going off and starting a company. And that aligns with our senior project, which happens in spring semester of senior year. Usually once kids know what their plans are for after graduating from BWL, they go on, they build a senior project based on an interest to them, and it can be something local around the building. It could be working in finance. It can be working in real estate, working in education. And very often these projects lead on to internships. So it's that point of really having ownership of their education and a voice as they grow older.
在我们的高中呢，学生有非常多的这样一些涉外的一些活动，比如说每年我们都会有一些一些旅行，可能是在美国国内的，在纽约市的，当然也有可能是在国际性的，比如说今年学生就会有一些学生就会去杜拜去做这样子的一个旅行。那其实还有一个在11、12年级特别希望跟大家提出来的一个就是，那我们的学生呢，因为我们在这个学校 base 在纽约，所以我们利用了很多纽约的这样一个资源，比如说我们有这个企业家项目。那学生呢有机会和NYU 或者是纽约大学或者是哥伦比亚大学的这样一些 MBA 课程的老师或者学生进行联系。那在这个时候呢，我们去学习如何的建立公司。那其实，在他们如果知道了自己在毕业以后想要做什么，那这个都是一个非常好的一个开始和基础。
So that brings us, back to being a small school with big opportunities. I talked a little bit about our plays and musicals. We're big performers. We have a lovely auditorium. We want kids to have a voice in front of their peers. So we do a lot of talking about debate, giving speeches, being part of our a cappella group, and presenting in our musics. Here you'll see the list of our athletics that are available and very active. There are also over 35 clubs, but including our robotics team, community service, our jam band, which is like a rock band, and many, many, many student publications. Our kids are very successful in their passions, and that's one of the things we love about BWL is our kids are all interested in different things and come from a lot of different backgrounds with different opinions. But part of our life at BWL is listening to others and understanding different opinions. And some days agreeing to disagree, but having a very common life at this wonderful school.
那我们 BWL 学校呢有一个宗旨，就是虽然我们的学校呢规模不是特别大，但是我们会给孩子们提供非常大的一些机会。 那比如说，我们非常注重孩子去发表自己的意见和这个想法。那学校里会组织非常多的这样一个辩论比赛，或者给他们机会能够上台去演讲，做各种各样的展示。那学校呢也有非常棒的这个校队，然后很多的学生来自不同的这个社区，来自不同的这样一个背景，他们有时候呢可能同意对方，有时候可能跟其他人有非常不同的想法。那这个都是我们在学校里非常鼓励的事情，大家要多去交流，多去展示自己。
So we've been working a lot on some things around new programming. Bill Kuhn is our head of school, and he's an interesting gentleman, being a head of school, kind of on the younger side, some might say. He had started his adult life working in business, and then went on to Columbia to go to business school, and did a change of career and came to BWL to teach math. He's an amazing teacher, and now is the head of the whole entire school. So I think we're heading in, there's this young energy about heading in a dynamic way. And some of the projects you see we're working on here, and Let Grow project is really about teaching children about self-advocacy and having ownership in their education. Constructive dialogue comes around what I talked about a little bit, is just having conversations in the area. It's a lot about history and politics, but having really healthy conversations and going on and being members of our debate team. Our Excel program is unique to BWL. It's an optional program starting in 4th grade, focusing on children who need a little bit of extra help with executive function. Executive function should be a part of life in every single school for every single child. But we recognize the fact that some kids need one-on-one with executive function. So that's something we offer. There is an independent study program where kids are taking our curriculum, but at times go off and do some independent study and bring that back and tie that into the curriculum. Again, our studying abroad in Dubai is incredibly popular. And then our entrepreneurship program is something that Bill, our head of school, actually started a couple of years ago when he was still in the classroom. And like I said, that's going on to start a business of your very own or explore your passion.
好，由于我们这个 BWL 的校长呢，他自身的一个经历，所以他特别鼓励学生能够在比较小的时候，在学校的时候就建立起自己的想法，然后为他未来的事业做一些这个铺垫。那同时呢，我们学校也非常的注重孩子自我想法的这样一个展示，所以刚才我们也提到了，学校里会有这种辩论赛，有很多这种可以给孩子展示自己想法的一些舞台。那还有就是，我们发现很多的学生呢，在执行力上面是需要一些特殊的帮助的，所以学校也提供这样子的1对1的这样一些辅助，帮助孩子能够在执行力上有一个非常好的一个提升。那同时，这个学校有些学生可能也需要一些一些学术上或者其他方面的支持，学校都会有这样的项目去帮助学生的。然后同时，刚才我们也提到了，学校每年都会有这个旅行的一些机会，尤其是能够在国际上去开拓视野的这样一个机会。比如说刚才提到的迪拜，然后还有这个学校的企业家项目，也是给孩子未来要成为一个企业家做好了一个非常好的一个铺垫。
Here's our list of colleges for last year. Incredibly successful, kids finding a spot that's right for them. I think that's one of the things we love about our college list and aligns with who we are, is kids finding their passions and heading off a little bit in different directions. We have a very active alumni association. Actually, I think there's 6 teachers right now who graduated from Birch that are here to be educators and to lead kids into the next world. Our alums are also active with our alumni association and come back and talk, and also tie into that senior project as well. So these are often people that are sharing internships with current students.
嗯，好，那现在呢，我们屏幕上展示的是BWL 去年的，就是学生录取的一些学校，我们看到了非常多的名校都在列哈。那其实呢，我们非常高兴能够帮助学生去进入到这样一些学校，去实现他们未来的理想，就是追求他们不同的这样一个学术的方向。那BWL 呢有非常这个广泛的校友资源，这个也为学生进入不同的学校、不同的领域提供了便利。那还有就是BWL 的学生也非常爱自己的母校。现在呢，我们这里的老师就有6位是曾经毕业于这个 BWL 学校呢。那么他们继续在这所学校里面跟自己的学弟学妹去分享自己的经历。
So that's a lot of words about BWL. I mean, I think one thing I did want to share with you a little further is a bit of our timeline for those of you that are history buffs. You can see that we were founded in 1916, so we have a long traditional history, starting off as an all-girls school. And then the Birch Wathen Lenox School came along in 1921. And then in 1991, the two schools merged to become the Birch Wathen Lenox School. So we have a rich history of raising kids in a traditional environment. You know, again, we love the fact that we're co-ed and proud, and that kind of school spirit piece for us is incredibly important, because we feel very strongly about raising boys and girls side by side, having a voice among each other, and again, agreeing to disagree at some time, but listening and respecting opinions.
那最后呢，我们的 Sarah 老师呢，想跟大家分享的，也就是关于我们 BWL 的一点点历史。其实就是我们这个 BWL 是3个字母组成的。那其中的这个 Lenox School 就是雷森克斯学校呢，是1916年成立的。那在成立之初呢，它其实是一所这个全是女生的学校，也就是传统上的女校。那后来呢，我们的这个 Birch Wathen School 呢，就是成立于1921年。那真正2所学校是完全合并是在1991年的时候。那其实我们也至此就不再是一所女校了，它是一个男女混校。那其实也跟我们刚才一直提到的，就是 BWL 是非常注重大家这个不同这个思想交流的这样一个学校，所以不同的性别、不同背景都可以在这种学校里去表达自己的思想。Yeah, thank you so much.
Yep, that's sort of the end of my slideshow. I mean, we can take questions. I'm happy to talk a little bit further if anybody has any questions, but I hope that gave everybody a quick overview.
Yes, sure. So firstly, I want to thank you for your wonderful presentation. Actually, I personally visited your school.
Yeah, I know. That's what Bill said.
Yeah, it's a beautiful school. And also I have a very good conversation with the staff there. Okay, so let's have a look on our if our audience have any questions on our chat box. Let me see. Okay. Oh, there's a question. Is it possible to transfer to your school?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I also need to translate it to Chinese first. OK， 那刚才有一位这个观众呢在提问，学校是否可以插班 ？Yes, please.
Yeah, so the answer is yes. I mean, most often kids transfer and start the school year in September, but occasionally we do have students join us, you know, at different points in the year. It depends on space and the class and the makeup of the class, but we're open to families joining us at different points in the year.
我们的回答呢是可以的，可以插班。通常呢，这个插班的时间是在9月份，但是呢，也会有一些特殊的情况，这个要根据学校的这个是否，比如说已经满班了这样一个情况来决定。所以这个需要跟学校的招生部进行更详细的这样一个咨询。我们可以，但是答案是可以的，可以插班。Okay, let's see. That school offered learning opportunity programs or additional resources.
So what do you think that might mean? What do you think they mean?
I think additional support means like some of the students may have like difficulties in certain kind of subjects. So
right,
maybe,
right.
yeah, if a school have this kind of a service for
Yes,
students.
yes, we do. Yes, we do. So some of that is, you know, the ability grouping that we do, but we know that, and the Excel program, if they need help with executive function, but absolutely, because we're a smaller school, we get to know our students very, very well and support them when they need to be supported and, you know, challenge them when they need to be challenged.
好，当然，刚才这位观众的这个家庭的问题呢，是否有这个学习支持计划或者额外的学习资源？那我们答案也是会提供的，因为其实就像我们刚才提到了有一个 Excel 的一个 program，就是有些学生，比如说在执行力上面有困难的话，学校是会有专门的这样一些项目去帮助学生的。同时呢，我们也知道，这个 BWL 的学校是就是相对来说人数比较少，但是呢，这一点也帮助了所有的老师和员工非常了解学生，会适时的去帮助学生，不管是在他的这个学术上，还是在其他方面。Okay, there's a question. Will applying to your school increase the chances of being admitted to the top universities you listed? Yeah.
Absolutely.
OK，这个问题很实在哈，就是这位家长，我不知道学生哈提问的就是，加入你们的学校是否能够提升我们进入顶尖大学的这样一个机会呢？Sarah 非常肯定的说，绝对是。Yes. Okay. There's another question in Chinese. 问能讲一讲学校的校园安全方面的问题吗？能提供哪些支持 ？Okay. So there's another question about the security at the campus because it's in New York City sometimes. So
it's a very good question.
Yeah, and also what kind of a welfare or like benefits the students could get from the school?
Wait, tell me. So security is easy. We are very secure and we have a security team, you know, and there's only one door in and one door out and everybody checks in. You know, kids do leave campus sometimes to go out for lunch and things like that, but they're always very, just in the neighborhood, and it's a very safe neighborhood, and there are adults stationed around, so we know where everybody is. We've never, knock on wood, we've never had a security issue. You know, we do things like, fire drills and safety drills. So we practice for, every different scenario that hopefully will never occur, but we're very well prepared.
好，那个刚才问这个问题的观众呢，可能是想到这个是纽约哈，可能会有一些不好的新闻，经常会听到。但是 Sarah 保证就是我们的学校是非常非常安全。首先呢，我们这个学校是在一个非常安全的一个社区里面，是一个特别好的社区啊。刚才我们也提到了，那虽然学生呢，尤其是高年段的学生是会就是可以出校门去吃午餐的，但是我们的老师是知道他们在哪里的，所以这个也是保证了它是这样一个安全。还有这个学校呢是一个门进出，然后每次进出的时候，每个人都需要去打卡或者是进行登记。所以是非常非常安全的一个校园的这样一个安全保证。还有就是我们会定期进行火警啊，或者其他紧急事件的一些演练，来保证学生的这个安全意识。Oh, there's another question following the security. I'm not so sure it's relevant, but probably. So, what kind of like benefits the school can provide for the students? Well,
I don't know what that means. Like,
yeah, it's after it's the same question after this campus security. So probably it's also related to that part. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just that we're a small school and we know every child by name and who they are and who their adults are. And we're in close contact communication with parents and families. It's super important to us and takes part at different parts during the year, whether it's, parent teacher conferences about academic areas or something social, but also comes down to this secure piece where we know who to get in contact if there's something that we're worried about a child emotionally or academically or just day to day.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. 那其实刚才回答这个问题啊，还有对学生福利提供哪些支持呢？因为我们一直在说一件事情呢，就是其实我们 BWL 的学校是一个非常精致小的学校。其实这个有一个非常好的一个福利，就是老师们、员工们真的是了解每一位学生，了解每一位家长，认识他们，知道他们的联系方式，知道他们的喜好。所以在任何时候，我们都可以提供非常好的，不仅仅是这个学术方面的一个支持，更重要的是我们能够了解学生的一些，比如说每天的心情方面的或者是这个身体方面的一些情况，所以能给到非常好的这样一个个性化的帮助。Let's see. Do we have a parent interview for admission?
We do. We call it a parent meeting just because we do all of those over Zoom, even if they're in New York. And it really is just to get to know each other a bit. And of course, talk a little bit about the school, but really to get to know them and understand if the parents have any questions.
好，我们的确有这个家长的面试，但是我们 Sarah 刚才说了，我们更希望叫做和家长的会面。其实这样一个会面呢，更多的是来帮助我们了解彼此。家长可以更多的了解学校的一些情况，同时呢，学校也能够了解家长知道家长的一些问题、一些诉求，这样子也能更好的去帮助学生。There's another question is about what's the requirement for the English? I think it's English proficiency.
We don't have a requirement. We have lots of kids that are, English is their second language. We really work closely with kids to bring them to be more proficient, and our teachers are really magical in this part. So of course, we want kids to be comfortable. So probably learning English is more important to them than it actually is to the adults. So we do, really do everything. If kids come, it's English is their second language. We really support them as much as we're able to.
当然了，我们肯定是希望学生能够在学校里的时候，面对各种科目的时候，能够非常的舒适。所以学习英文是一个必要的一个条件。但是我们其实对于这个英文的这个要求，并没有特别苛刻的要求，因为我们这边的老师会提供很多的这样一个支持，帮助英语为第二语言的这样一些学生来提高他们的英语能力。而且我们的学校老师非常非常擅长这一点，而且学校其实是有很多的这样一些国际生的，当然他们的母语都不是英语，所以在这个部分，家长们不需要过多的担心，因为这里有非常非常多的这个语言方面的支持。There's another question. Do we have weekend activities hosted by the school?
Yep. Yes. Like things like athletic things happen and sometimes arts things happen. It's not necessarily every weekend. Like there's not a schedule for that, but there are things like we have something called a winter fest. So that's like our parents association is very active, and there's a book fair, from time to time, as I said, athletic events. Sometimes the plays will be on the weekend. So there are things, but not, it's not a scheduled thing. It varies from month to month.
当然了，我们会有非常非常的活动，体育方面的、艺术方面的活动都有。然后其实而且这些活动很多都是由我们的家长来主办的。比如说每个冬天都会有的这样一个活动，还有就是平常也会有这个图书展会。这些很多的活动都可以让家庭还有学生来参加，当然不是每个周末，有的可能是1个月的，有的可能是1年的，就是根据不同的活动，这个频次是不一样的。Do we provide ESL curriculum? English for a second language. I think you
Right.
probably
I mean, that
yeah.
ties in. There's not an exact ESL as a class. It's combined into everything. So it's not separate. It's really inclusive.
OK，好，那其实我们学校里面是不，这个我们的课程，是不会叫这个 ESL 课程，不会有一个专门的这样一个课程，但是这个概念是深入到每一个基础的课程里面的。就其实所有的老师都会有这样一个意识，因为刚才我们提到了很多的学生并不是来自于美国的，英文不是他们的第一语言。Another question. How does the school promote diversity and inclusivity among the students?
You know, I think in lots of ways we're naturally diverse in every way, shape, or form, from where families come to, whether it's out of the country or another state or another borough in New York. You know, families come to us in lots of, different forms, from a very traditional looking family to one that some might consider less traditional. And in terms of our, ethnicity and backgrounds, we're really, 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 really diverse. And we love that. I think part of this comes from being a small environment where families feel very comfortable getting to know different kinds of families. Through our curriculum, it's also teaching about different backgrounds and different world languages and different lives. So, I think families become very comfortable.
那刚才这个 Sarah 老师跟我们讲的就是因为BWL 呢，这个学校的这个体量是相对来说比较精致的，那所以我们的家长其实也非常的舒适，会去认识更多的这样一个家庭，有很多这样子一些互动的环境，但是而且这个学校的学生。很多都来自于不同的，比如说，即使来自纽约，他可能也是来自于不同的这样一个区，或者来自于美国的不同的州，或者是来自于不同的这样一个国家，大家有不同的这样一个文化背景，有的是很传统的，有的是非传统的。那大家说的不一样的语言，但是我们有很多的活动可以帮助就是不同的家庭、不同的背景能够融入起来，能够就像刚刚讲的能够表达自己，就大家在这样的一个环境下，其实是非常非常包容的。Thank you. There is a question about how we assess students. Yeah, I want to know more about the curriculum.
Yeah. So assessing students is something, we do from the very beginning when children are very young. And listen, there are, it can be a grade on a writing project. It can be a test. Some of our tests are cumulative. Some of them are just based on a unit area, so it's really every way. Some things are based on their public speaking. But for the basic curriculum part, it really is their tests, there's ability to public speak, and then there's also, sort of smaller things like a written project. Some things are project-based, but some things are really based on tests.
所有的这样一些测试呢，其实从非常小的年龄段我们就开始了。但是这个测试呢，不仅仅是一个一个的考试，其实是非常综合的。比如说有些考试呢，我们是有的是根据各个单元来进行的考试，有的是一些比较全面的一个学期的或者一年的这样一个考试。那学校也非常注重孩子的其他能力，比如说这个公共演讲方面的这个能力，还有写作的能力。所以整个的这个评估系统呢，是不是单一的，而是一个非常综合性的。
So many good questions.
Yeah. That means they're very interested. So one of the audience is very interested in knowing more, learning more about the arts and physical trainings in the school. Yeah, do we have like a professional coach for those programs?
Yep. I mean, they're all faculty members, and then there's a lot of athletic programs in the area. So we do use we have partnerships programs with different facilities in the area. I mean, we have a beautiful gym here, but we use a pool at Asphalt Green. We use some of the fields in the different parks that are around. So some of those, the coaches, so to speak, for the athletics, many of them are faculty members, but some of them do come from the outside and are very, very, very focused on their specific sport. I think for things like plays and things like that, those are all internal people. So they're faculty members who, went to college or have graduate degrees in things like, the arts or performance or music. So pretty impressive faculty.
OK， 除了我们 BWL 内部的一些教练以及这个员工和老师以外呢，其实因为坐标在纽约的曼哈顿地区，所以学校其实也利用了很多这个学校以外的资源。学校跟很多的这样一些健身项目，还有这些健身房进行了合作。那他们呢我们可以利用他们的一些设施设备以及他们非常专业的一些教练。来帮助我们的学生，而且所有的我们这样的一些员工还有老师都是毕业于专业的这样一些专业的本科或者是研究生学历的这样一些专业人士。Do you have some like a summer program or winter program so the students can, the external students can join in?
Well, the summer program, yes. There are a couple of different programs that happen in the summer, and children that are not enrolled at Birch, so a few of them they're able to join. But you mean winter, like over winter break? They're not. There's no programs that they can, over winter break. It really is just the summer.
OK，
Our winter break is only 2 weeks.
OK， 呀那其实我们是会有很多的这样一些有一些下校的项目可以供学生去选择的，即使是并不是我们BWL 的学生也可以参与。Yeah, I would just have add one more question about that one.
Yeah.
So, what's the age group for those kind of summer programs, and also like?
It's all 3 divisions, so lower, middle, and upper. They're different programs.
Different for all levels. OK. 而且这些下校呢，也是提供给从 K 到12年级的所有这些学生，就不同的这样一些夏季课程。Do they have like a requirement for those summer programs?
No.
好，针对我们的下校呢，我们并没有特别多的这样一些这个要求。所以如果大家对这些下校有兴趣的话，可以尽早的与学校联系，可以到纽约来参加一下我们 BWL 的下校。One more question. If students are unable to keep up with the course content, is supplementary tutoring available?
Yes, 100%. And because we focus in on kids so closely, we don't let them get too far behind. Because it's, almost every day and every week, making sure students are completing their work, turning it in, and feeling confident about the coursework. So, we really work very, very carefully and very hard to make sure nobody falls behind.
这个问题呢是有我们的观众问，如果学生在这个课程上会有一些落后了，我们是不是有特别的这样一个家教或者是辅助教育在里面呢？Sarah 回答是当然有，但是呢，其实在我们 BWL 这种情况会很少发生，因为我们在每个星期每一天都要去。就是因为我们的学校是刚刚也提到过了，我们对于学生非常了解，对家长非常了解，所以我们尽可能的不让这种事情发生，所有的事情都能够在本周能够解决，所以让学生没有办法，没有机会去掉队。What kind of support does the school provide for students' college preparation?
We have a great college office. and they start, sort of the end of sophomore year, beginning of junior year, and work individually with kids and families and work very carefully on the Common App and applying to a range of schools and communications and, testing and essays and soup to nuts. All of it.
Yeah. 学校是有专门的大学录取的这样一个专门的部门的，每一位学生呢都会匹配一位大学申请的顾问。那这位顾问呢会非常紧密的去和这个学生进行联系，了解学生的考试情况，还有他的文书的情况，以及包括他所感兴趣的学校的这样一个招生的这样一个情况。所以在进入了 BWL 以后呢，这样一些服务都是非常非常专业的。Do you have teachers who can speak Chinese, Mandarin?
I believe so. Yes, we do. We do.
是的，我们有会中文的老师在学校里面。
We do.
Yeah, why they ask this question? Because they're so interested in the school, but just have some like language concerns on language barriers.
Of course. Like so many good questions.
我学校的确是有提供这个中文老师的这样一个服务，所以当您需要这个跟学校其他人进行这个交流的时候 ，so I assume that this this staff who can speak Chinese could help to communicate between parents and school, right?
Of course, yes, of course, yeah.
对，老师是可以帮助您和学校的这样一个交流的。好，如果大家还有其他的问题的话，都可以积极的在我们的这个对话框里面提出来啊。今天的家长非常积极，而且都是非常棒的问题。Very good questions in a chat box. Yeah, they're so positive and active.
I love it.
So, do you think which aspect of students the school most emphasize?
It's a very good question, but it's a little bit hard to answer because we want well-balanced students. I think kind, open students that recognize, they have to work hard. And some things in life are going to come a little bit easier for them, and they're not going to back away from something that might be harder for them. We want to make sure kids have that confidence piece and the family support to face something that might be a little bit harder for them.
这是一个非常非常好的问题，同时也其实是一个比较难回答的问题。所以 Sarah 讲了一点哈，在这个问题上，我们当然是非常希望有非常全面发展的学生，但是我也知道，就是能进入到我们的学校的学生呢，其实都是来自于非常好的家庭，可能学生遇不到太多的困难在生活当中，所以我们需要学生去了解，要培养一种能力，就是在遇到一些困难的时候，如何去解决，如何去面对的这样一个能力。如何建立起他们的这样一个自信，所以不仅仅是要去努力的争取努力的工作，同时也需要他们有非常强大的内心，当然了，也需要跟家长非常好的这样一个沟通。Yeah, they compliment that you are so honest on this question. Yeah, so appreciated that.
Yeah, good. And unfortunately, I need to scoot because I have another meeting. Is that okay? Are we almost done?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I just want to express my great gratitude for your participation today. Yeah, BWL is a wonderful school. I would love to another chance to visit your school in the future.
Yeah, I would love that.
Thank you
and I have a question. So will you be able to send me the emails for all the participants? Because I would love to send them a note and sort of, I mean, I don't know how many of them could read English, but is that something that you can do? Like, not today, but whenever you have time to send me all the emails of the participants and I can send them some information about BWL and thank them for being here?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I will check that. Take care. Later. Tell everybody I said goodbye.
So long. Bye. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Oh. 好，非常感谢。那我们今天的这个 K12校展的这个活动就到此为止了，非常感谢今天大家的参与。我知道，尤其是在中国的家庭们，现在已经非常晚了，那给大家道一声晚安。